Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the MSA Sports Network.
Welcome to coverage of the 2017 PIHL High School Hockey Playoffs here on the Management Science Associates Sports Network. The Penguins Cup Playoffs at MSAsports.net are sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by J&J Distributing, by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by First Commonwealth Bank, by ProGrass, by Chatham University, by the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, and by Management Science Associates.
The 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs are on the MSA Sports Network. Tonight from the RMU Island Sports Complex in Neville Island, it's a Class A semifinal matchup as the Indiana Little Indians host the Montour Spartans. Good evening and welcome to 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoff coverage brought to you by the Tribune Review here only on the network. Alongside Kevin Zielmanski, Matt Vandriak, center ice here tonight. Kevin, one ticket has been punched for the Class A finals next Tuesday night at the Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. Indiana finishing second in the East Division, 17-4-0 overall. Montour's been the Cinderella story of Class A. The fifth seed of the West Division, the Spartans with 2 3-2 victories, looking to make it upset number 3 here this evening.
Yeah, Montour in the last game beat Baldwin with 2 third-period goals. The game winner coming at the 11:06 mark, Matt Tracy unassisted to put the Spartans into the semifinal matchup against the Indiana Little Indians tonight here at RMU Island Sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Pennsylvania Interscholastic.
But you and I are both interested to see Indiana. Neither one of us had seen them play so far this year, but I guess we shouldn't bury the lead and talk about the breaking news that the goalie that played against Baldwin for Montour, Mason Skeeth, is now injured and probably, most likely, out for the season. He injured his ankle at a trampoline park. Coach Shell was broke his foot at a trampoline park, and Coach Shell was pretty thrilled to get that information on Friday night when he got a text message from Mason to let him know that he was injured. So instead of seeing Skeeth tonight, we're going to see Xander Stubna in goal for the Montour Spartans. I guess we should take a quick look at his stats for the season. He played only 2 games, 2 wins. He'd given up 8 goals, so 4.00 goals against average and an 83% save percentage. So we'll see how that impacts Montour. Maybe you'll see them be a little bit more defensive in front of the goalie that's played fewer games. And his counterpart tonight is going to be Madison Barker for the Little Indians. He's played 13 games, 10-3 record, 323 goals against, 84.4 save percentage.
Take a quick pause for the national anthem and get you introduced for this game here between Montour and Indiana. The winner will take on Franklin Regional Tuesday night. National anthem here from the RMU Island Sports Center as we get ready to get this one underway. Indiana 17-4-0, finishing second in the East Division behind Franklin Regional. Indiana, the highest scoring team during the regular season in Class A. The Little Indians have scored 150 goals in their 21 regular season and playoff contests, an average of 7.1 goals per game. They've allowed 68 goals against in those games, an average of 3.2 goals against. Montour 12-7-1. They finished fifth in the West Division. The Spartans have scored 105 goals in their 21 regular and postseason games, an average of 5.0 goals per game. They've surrendered 63 goals against those games, an average of 3.0 goals against. And you talked about Indiana's numbers, a team that's reached double digits 7 times as far as goals scored per game during the regular season and the playoffs. Led offensively by Pat O'Neill. O'Neill led Class A in regular season scoring with 76 points. He also led the classification with 37 goals. Mitchell Lewis finished tied for fifth in Class A in regular season scoring with 45 points. He had 19 goals and 26 assists. Ethan Boyer finishing ninth in regular season scoring with 43 points. He had 20 goals and 23 assists. Tyler Barker with 12 goals and 18 assists also reached the 30-point plateau on the regular season. Montour led by Cameron Smith. He finished tied for second on the regular season in Class A goals scored with 34. His 44 total points, 8th best in the classification as well. Brandon Eisel, 14 goals, 16 assists, also recorded 30 points during the regular season. And Richie Freilich with 10 goals and 13 assists hit the 20-point mark for Montour on the regular season as well. Been kind of a different path for both of these teams here. Back-to-back 3-2 upset wins for Montour in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Indiana outscoring South Park and Sewickley Academy 16-4 through 2 games. Getting here tonight, and we'll get this one underway with the Little Indians moving right to left, decked out in the home whites with the black and red trim. Left to right, the Spartans will move, decked out in the black jerseys with the gold and white trim and the Montour script. Left to right across the shoulders takes you back to the 1992-93 Pittsburgh Penguins script Pittsburgh jersey. Kevin, I know you still miss those.
Absolutely, they were a sweet jersey. Montour looks sharp.
Indiana with the puck will bring it right to left here. Trying to find room there for the Little Indians is Tyler Barker. Turned back into the Little Indian zone, and they'll regroup in the zone to our right. Moving up the left side, Aaron Burkhart tries to go through center red. Pocket picked by Brandon Easel, who sends it the length of the ice from beyond the red line. Icing calling a face-off back in the visitor zone to our left. 51 seconds into this opening period. Kevin, goaltending matchman, as you touched on, Madison Barker and goal to the right for Indiana. Xander Stubno, just his 3rd start of the season on the net to our left, in place of the injured Mason Skeeth, out with a broken foot.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see the matchup. I think Montour's a little deeper in terms of number of forwards that are pretty equal, and Indiana's top-heavy with this line led by O'Neill and Williams.
Here comes O'Neill, centers back towards Williams, nobody home. Able to keep the puck in, actually not so at the right point was Alex Guth-Porowski, but offside the call against the Little Indians. Bring the face-off back into the Indian zone to our right.
And Mitchell Lewis would be the 3rd member of that line. He's actually the 2nd leading scorer on the team. So, and they get last change, which is big, so he can deploy O'Neill's line whenever he chooses, Coach Jordan Haynes.
We talked to Clay Shell before the game, and I'd like to see his team do the same thing they've done in the first 2 rounds. Our first shot on goal, fired to the net there by Montour's Richie Freilich. Right pad save made by Barker. Centering try, taken away on the defense by Indiana's Jacob Clark. Back to the right point it comes, kept in by Gage Gordon. Gordon down the right side, Jason Casperson playing it back behind the Indiana net. Matt Tracy will give chase there for the Spartans. Puck played around here back to the near side. And Indiana trying to get it out. Jacob Clark sending it all the way back into the Montour zone. What I was saying there, Kevin, is that Indiana, as you mentioned, a little bit shorter as far as roster depth goes. Montour able to roll 3-4 lines to trying to use that depth to their advantage. They may need it here tonight, having the backup keeper have to get the call.
Depth and size. Some of their guys, they look like they're on a basketball team, how big they are. So, you know, every coach always tells you they want to play their game. The key is when we're talking to them is can we get the
lead pass behind the defense. Opportunity for Casperson if he can track it down. Puck too far, and Barker sticks it aside. Found by the Spartans, turned back towards the net. On that try by Matt Tracy, nothing shows for it though. And Indiana brings the puck up the near side here. Gordon puts the shoulder into O'Neill, who keeps on trucking through that check. Puck played back to center end, taken there by Gunnar Sharp. He'll fire it wide of Xander Stubno. And Montour will regroup in their own end. Scoreless here with 14:40 left in period number 1. First meeting of the season between these teams. Unlike the Double-A classification, Kevin, in Single A, with the number of teams, there's no crossover regular season games.
Right.
So the first time the East meets the West. happens in the playoffs. So Montour, if they would win, have not seen Franklin Regional this season either. The Panthers did sweep Indiana during the regular season.
Yeah, all the games are intra-divisional during the season, so then once you cross over, they put the division winners on the opposite side from the second, third, and fourth on the opposite division. So we kind of get a feel for how the strength of the divisions as they cross over here in the Penguin Cup playoffs. And just to finish that thought when he went on that breakaway, all the coaches tell you when they play their game is just whether we can extract details of that, what that means to play their game. And, you know, Coach Shell was just talking about playing 200 feet away from his net, which is pretty common theory today. You hear that quite often. As we were talking to Coach Swickley before the game, saying the same thing. Here's O'Neill's line back with Lewis and Williams in the offensive zone faceoff.
Draw one, Sharp from the left point, slaps it back down behind the Montour net. After it there for the Spartans is Dustin Gergerich. Going to send it all the way back the length of the ice. Back-to-back icing calls against Montour. Bring the faceoff back to the visiting zone to our left. Montour defeated Kiski area 3-2 last Tuesday at center ice in Delmont in the first round. The Spartans knocked off the top seed from the West Division. Baldwin by the same 3-2 score in the semifinals Thursday night at the Ice Castle. Indiana, 10-2 victor over South Park in their playoff opener at the S&T Bank Arena last Tuesday. The Little Indians defeating Sewickley Academy 6-2 in the quarterfinals Thursday night at the S&T Bank Arena as well. Slaps on the face-off block. Follow-up try, fired through the net there as Mitchell Lewis put it underneath the pad of Stubna, but it went through the crease. It comes from the near side. Montour back the other way on the break. Opportunity for Brandon Eisel. Eisel back behind the net. Good body check thrown out there. Cameron Smith introducing himself to Pat O'Neill. O'Neill did not like the introduction as he got flattened.
Montour wants to be, and they're going to continue to try to be physical in this game to slow down, particularly this first line of the Little Indians.
Puck played back into the Indiana zone. Here comes Gergerich. Shot towards the net, looking blocker side. Fires wide on Barker, and off the boards it comes out of the zone. Taken by Max Rose for the Spartans. Dumps it back in. Puck flagged down by Jacob Clark, who circles to the right, bangs it off the boards in front of the Indiana bench, and a fresh Montour line on to steal the puck. Brandon Eisel into the zone. Crosses the blue line. Eisel rising, shot up and over. The net takes a bounce. Eisel finds in the left circle, back to the net pad. Save made by Barker as Eisel dumps and chases himself and gets one on the net. Indiana going to send this one back into the Montour zone, and from the wrong side of the red line will be an icing call against the Little Indians, bringing the faceoff back into the home zone to our right. 12:41 left here in period number one. No score yet. Kevin, so far the early opportunities and advantage will belong to Montour.
Yeah, they had that opportunity where Barker waited a little bit before he came out and played that breakaway. He eventually poked it. And then Indiana had that chance off the faceoff here where they were able to get it through the first wave of forwards coming out to the point. But
face-off to the right of the Indiana net. Little Indians push it out of the zone. Montour has to tag back up. And Nick Wood for Indiana will send it around here to the near side. It's kept in there by Anthony Catanzarite. And then fed back into the neutral zone where Nick Sauer circles and dumps for the Spartans. Fed back across the Indiana line. Alex Guth-Porowski unable to get it out there as it's turned back by Catanzarite. Behind the net, losing the puck, there's Wood. Centering feed, nobody home. As Indiana now gets a chance to bring it out. Back the other way, opportunity here for Ethan Boyer. Shot to the net, save made there. And Stubna was handcuffed on it, but able to stop Boyer on a good wrist shot from the left wing circle.
Good speed by Boyer down the left side. He caught the defenseman, Gordon, leaning forward a little too much on his skates. And then he caught Stubna way back on his goal line.
Indiana able to keep it in. Boyer finds the puck at the left point, throws to the net through traffic. Off the skate of Gage Gordon it goes. Back around to the far side, and here come the Spartans out. Catanzarite stood up in front of the Spartan bench, and it gives Indiana the chance to fire it back into the Montour zone. Both teams will bring fresh troops on with 11.5 left here in the scoreless opening period. Lead pass there, looking for Richie Freilich. Freilich finds it behind the net, centers around to the far side. Matt Tracy along the left wing boards. Puts it in front, looking for Casperson, taken away by Indiana. 3-on-2 back the other way. Opportunity now, O'Neill to the net, and getting just enough of it there is Stubna. And I think Nick O'Malley might have got enough on the back check, too, to help his keeper out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that ended up hitting Stubna or just went aerial over everything, but we saw the skills and the speed of O'Neill there coming down that left side. That's the last two shifts. First it was Boyer, then O'Neill coming down the left side, picking on the right defenseman for Montour. And Stubman's got to get off his goal line. He's too deep in the net. They're going to start picking those corners when they're coming down, shooting through those defensemen instead of going around them.
Freilich going to dump this one in for the Spartans. And Montour has the puck pushed back out. Phil Santucci dumps back in as the Spartans tag up. It's fed back through center red. Santucci finds it, takes a bump. And Indiana back the other way. Lead pass there, looking for Mitchell Lewis too far. Icing the call against the Little Indians. Brings the faceoff back to the home zone to our right. Talked about that line of O'Neill and company. Pat O'Neill had an 8-point night in that 10-2 win over South Park in the opening round. 3 goals and 5 assists. Mitchell Lewis, 4 points for the Little Indians with 2 goals and 2 assists. Ed Williams, 3 assists. And Garrison Sharp and Ethan Boyer each had a goal and an assist in that opening round win as well. Madison Barker stopping 22 of 24 for Indiana in the first round. Then in the 6-2 win in the quarterfinals on Thursday night over Sewickley Academy. O'Neill with 3 points in that one, 2 goals and an assist. Boyer a goal and 2 assists. And Lewis 2 points with a goal and an assist. Indiana with a chance here, shot to the net, pad save made by Stubna. As this line, as we give you their playoff numbers, start to look to add to the opportunity and forces Montour to ice the puck.
We're going to have a high sticking penalty called on, it looks like it's going to be on Indiana. O'Neill's going to sit down for 2 minutes.
Barker in the playoffs. 2-0 with the 2.0 goals against average. We mentioned this will be Xander Stubna's first postseason start, and as Kevin mentioned, only playing in 2 regular season, getting 2 regular season decisions. But with Mason Skeeth out with the broken foot sustained Friday night, Spartans have to dig and hope their backup keeper can pull a Frank Pietrangelo here tonight, although I doubt he has the capability to grow the same mustache.
That is probably the most truthful thing you'll say all night there, huh?
He can't grow the mustache?
Right.
I don't know what Stubna's facial hair capacity is. We'll check later.
2 minutes for high sticking.
Break, though, for the Spartans. They'll have the man advantage, and Indiana's best player in the penalty box for 2 minutes. Here comes Cameron Smith. Up the left side, finds Brandon Easel. Easel in front has a man there. Redirect try for Catanzarite. And that one goes wide.
What a clean breakout for the Spartans. They double swing 2 forwards, or 2 players in the corner, then they cut across the blue line after going far side, and we're going to do it again here. They're attacking up that left side. He didn't headman it, but he should have.
Smith goes to the left side, fed down there by Gergerich. Back behind the net. Montour with the man advantage. 40 seconds expired. Centering feed comes all the way out of the zone. And Brandon Easel will have to chase this one all the way back into his own end.
When you throw those centering passes from behind the goal line, you got to be 100% sure they're going to connect, or you're going to start the other team breakout, or in this case, ice it on your own power play opportunity.
Easel goes coast to coast, going to wrap it all the way around here to the near side, passing it off to Gergerich at the right point. Gergerich drifts to his left, passes to the wall. Gergerich gets it back in the slot, shot blocked, follow-up try, fanned, and the rebound cleared out. Good block by Ethan Boyer for Indiana, and the puck goes out of play. See who touched it last. It looks like it's going to be a neutral zone face-off, so a break for the Little Indians with 49 seconds remaining on the Montour power play. 9:12 left in the scoreless opening period.
I think the coach calls him Gergerich. I just think his I hate to bring it up on here, but there's only one GER.
That's what I saw, too.
So I didn't know if you were leaning on something he was just joking about. So just didn't want to get in trouble with their family.
35 seconds remain on the Montour power play. Puck comes to Easel here at the right point. Now passing down the wall. Easel gets it back at the point. Shot coming through traffic, deflected. Another block by Boyer, who's been strong in the penalty kill. Centering feed, shot off the right pad. Great chance in front for Richie Freilich. And an unconscious right pad stop made by Barker. Phil Santucci at the left point. 15 seconds left on the man advantage. Santucci puts his head down, fires towards the net. Shot redirected by 2 Little Indians. Boyer and Nick Wood both got a piece of it. Indiana looking to clear it out now. Jacob Clark finds room, and he'll send this one back through neutral ice. Indiana kills the high-sticking minor as Montour 0 for 1 with the man advantage. Easel down the left side, though, has a chance. Centering feed, and unable to redirect on that opportunity was Nick Sauer. Montour sustaining pressure now. Presence around the net. Indiana going to send this one up the far wall, trying to play it out. Penalty coming up against the Spartans.
On number 20, Brandon Eisel.
Tracer will touch it up. Tracer will touch it up. And we will have a power play now for the Little Indians with 8:07 left here in this opening period. No score yet.
So at the 8:43 mark, It's going to be number 20, Brandon Eisel. 2 minutes for, I believe it was interference. I looked down for a
I
second.
think you're right. It's interference right out to center red.
The Montour penalty number 20, Brandon Eisel. 2 minutes for hooking.
So Eisel sits down, hooking.
8:01.
They
Either
called
way,
it hooking.
progress was impeded, Kevin, hence the 2 in the sin bin. And Indiana gets their chance of the man advantage after killing the Montour power play.
Unusual
Coast to coast opportunity here. Down the right side, O'Neal. And another penalty comes up, and O'Neal hits the boards hard. My goodness, he's shaken up. O'Neal tripped on the play by Nick Sauer, and he had lost his edge right at the end of the right wing circle and crashed hard into the end boards. And Pat O'Neal slow to get up, and hopefully he's all right. That was a dangerous situation there. And O'Neal really collided with the end boards.
Well, the left defenseman there, Nick Sauer, again was leaning forward on his edges, on his toes, and O'Neal had a lot of speed down that right side, and he got past him, and then Sauer just kind of reached back and ended up getting the skates of O'Neal, got the penalty
2 minutes
for tripping, and then O'Neal, with all that speed and momentum, just went crashing into the boards to the left of the goalie Stubna. So 5-on-3 for the Blue Indians.
Big opportunity here for Indiana to cash in for the first goal of the game with 7:39 left here in the scoreless opening period. Again, the winner will take on Franklin Regional Tuesday night, 5:45 at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry for the 2017 PIHL Class A Penguins Cup. Franklin Regional looking for back-to-back titles.
Going to be a real test here for Stubna. He hasn't seen a lot of shots in goal from Montour, but he's going to face a little bit of a barrage right now in a 5-on-3 power play. And two guys from Montour got to the blue line. It's going to be tough. They're going to play it low if they do that.
Lewis down low, score!
They're going to play it low just like that.
Kevin, you have a crystal ball because you caught it perfectly. Great pass made down low. Lewis sent it low. Tyler Barker on the doorstep slams it home. And Indiana has a 1-0 lead and will have 1 minute and 47 seconds of power play time to work with on a 5-on-4. Great play by Mitchell Lewis. Took his time there, Kevin, did just what you said. Put it down low, and Barker on the doorstep puts the mesh in motion.
12 seconds on the 5-on-3 power play opportunity. Montour was sending 2 guys out to the point, and you just can't do that and allow that much space down low. And that's what happened. He slid it low, and Stubna got beat to the far side.
1-0 Indiana scoring on the man advantage. The 2-man advantage, and they still have, as we said, 1 minute and 45 seconds of power play time to work with. Here comes O'Neal. Good to see him back on his feet. Lewis tries to drop it back.
Number 11, Tyler Barker.
And it's cleared out. Boyer cuts it off at center red. O'Neal will set things back up.
9, Mitchell Lewis.
And Lewis will get the only assist as Boyer backhands it behind the net. Tyler Barker after it here. Barker drifts, sends it back to the left point. Lewis to Barker on the left wing wall. Barker tries to go cross ice and has it picked off. Short end chance back the other way. Cameron Smith has a man with him and Billy Flint. Flint does not get the pass, but he puts the shoulder into Lewis and drops in with a thundering open ice hit. Boyer comes back the other way, breaks the zone down the left side. Boyer spinning away from Rose here along the near boards. Cross ice pass. Lewis shoots, blocked. Good diving effort there by Billy Flint. And the Spartans send it back into Indiana territory with 50 seconds remaining in the 5-on-4.
Face first dive by Flint to block that shot of Stubna. You're going to see that a lot. Montour's going to try to get in the shooting lanes and block as many shots as they can.
Boyer breaks the line down the right side into the circle. Boyer to the net, save! Stubna with the left pad as Boyer with great speed broke in. Left pad denial by number 97 in black and gold. Boyer at the left point, drifts down the wall. Boyer puts it in front. Stubna gets the left pad on it as Burkhart was breaking into the net for Indiana. And Montour sends us on the length of the ice with 18 seconds left in the 5-on-4. 1-0 Indians on top with 5:50 left here in period number 1. Loose puck. Indians find it. Here comes Brandon Boyer now. Loses his edge as he breaks into the zone. Boyer drops the puck back to the right point. Shot through traffic. Redirect in front. And that one goes just wide as it was fired back towards the net by Aaron Burkhart, and Vinny Sheary with the redirect couldn't put it home. And now a whistle behind the play and a penalty coming up.
It looked like the signal for roughing. And it's going to be on number 71, Mason Scoff. Oh, the signal for interference.
So Mason Scoff will sit down, and Indiana will stay on the power play just as Montour killed a 5-on-4. Indiana will get a full 2 minutes now on this one after striking on a 5-on-3 power play. Big sequence here, Kevin, if you're Montour. Can't give Indiana too many chances. It's a very potent offensive team, as we mentioned, the highest scoring team in Class A. And here comes Barker, who has the game's only goal, sending this one around the horn. Montour able to clear it all the way out. Barker behind the net drops this one off to Ethan Boyer. Boyer coming up the left side, going to go cross ice with the pass. Finding some room here, and into the zone is going to be O'Neal. Left wing circle shot. Loose puck up and over the net, as that one went off the skate of the defender, Dustin Gergich, and then off the stick of Xander Stubbs. That knuckling puck wreaked havoc on the keeper.
Yeah, it was a knuckle puck there, huh? But
you love the knuckle puck.
You see O'Neal was shooting through the defenseman there. They spotted that early on, and with him sitting back.
Drop pass, Lewis, big blast, blocked there. Second try, fired wide by Boyer. Loose puck comes around. Rose gave up the body to block that first shot. A gutsy play by Rose as he got right in front of the big rip from Mitchell Lewis. Indiana maintains possession with 60 seconds left on the power play. Barker to the top of the circle, goes to the left side. Lewis looks it over, drifts to the wall, sending it back to the right point. Feed down low, Barker for the redirect. Lewis finds it, blocker save made by Stubna as Lewis fired it from the left dot.
That was a good save by Stubna. He pushed across the crease nicely, got the blocker out to make that save.
Lewis trying to find room here along the near board, shrugs off a check, finds Barker. Barker going to come back to Boyer at the point. 35 seconds left on the power play, but Indiana can't keep it in the offensive zone. They'll regroup to neutral ice with a half minute left on the power play. Boyer down the left side, rising shot offline. Comes around to the far side. Montour's Billy Flint finds it. Flint gets a second crack as he takes it away from Brandon Boyer, and Flint powers up the left wing side, pushing it back into the Indiana zone. Jacob Clark finds it and pushes over to Pat O'Neal. One last rush here for the Little Indians.
Good fake.
Here comes the opportunity now. O'Neal to the left wing boards. 5 seconds left on the power play. Gives it away. And it's Cameron Smith back the other way. O'Neal able to cut off. Smith put the penalty over, so Indiana kills back-to-back 5-on-4s. And a whistle here. And it looks like a penalty coming up against the Little Indians.
I think they're going to get O'Neal for a slash. Right as Scoff came out of the box, he stepped right into the oncoming O'Neal. And he's going to go to the box for his second penalty here. What's that, at the 13:31 mark?
Well, we saw two players there come together who are offensively gifted. Pat O'Neal, 37 goals in the regular season, Elite Class A. Cameron Smith finishing second behind him with 34 regular season tallies. So Montour will get their second power play of the evening. 0 for 1 on the night. 3:15 left here in period number 1. 1-0 Indiana leads. The only goal of the game, a power play goal, two-man advantage, scored by Tyler Barker. And Indiana special teams right now doing a nice job to bottle up this Montour power play.
Yeah, Montour's done well in the power play breakouts. It's just been in the zone. They're not generating as much. Indiana did a nice job keeping them outside, blocking some shots, but need more of a presence in front and to get the shots through where that presence can take a few whacks at rebounds.
Sauer takes the pass, breaks the Indiana line down the right side. Sauer trying to center, looking for Casperson breaking towards the net. Comes back along the right side now to Sauer. Sauer drifts back to the right point, looks to a cross point pass. Santucci, the left point, fires towards the net, and it goes wide. Casperson finds it along the boards, playing it back behind the net, or Richie Freilich after it there. Freilich centers, and it's off the stick of Madison Barker. Loose puck cleared out by Indiana. Nice job by Jacob Clark to find that one in front of his keeper, and that's under the length of the ice.
Yeah, Indiana's done well in the PK right in front of their goalie, clearing those loose pucks, and right there was a good example. Not only did he get out in front of net, they got it all the way down 200 feet.
Cameron Smith, nice deke at center ed. Now brings it here to the near side. Smith into the Indiana zone. Wrist shot coming. Glove save made by Barker. And she'll hold for the draw as Cameron Smith. Couple of great moves there at center ed, then broke the zone and fired to the net. Barker had a clear line of vision on that one and gloves it for the save.
Yeah, he threw it glove high, and it kind of went right into Barker's glove. Wasn't a challenging save to make there, but he probably done better to continue skating wide and get into the zone and try to set it up. But offensive zone face-off here with 1:58 remaining.
30 seconds left on the Spartans power play, second try of the night. Easel along the right side. Passing it off now to Smith on the right wing boards. Comes back to Easel at the right point. Shot coming through traffic, and that hits bodies in front and is cleared out. Follow-up shot by Smith goes wide. Indiana's Nick Wood got the block, and this one's played back through center red. 9 seconds left. Easel, a nice move, breaks the zone. Wrist shot coming offline as it goes around to the far side. Easel working back behind the net, able to shrug off the check there by Mitchell Lewis. O'Neal out of the box, gets the pass, but can't control the bouncing puck. O'Neal regroups, passing across to the right side. Burkhart down the wall, shoots, and a save made! And having a hard time finding it, Stubna, but eventually able to find it with the glove and keep it out of the net. As a good chance there for Aaron Burkhart. O'Neal had a hard time, Kevin, with that lead feed coming out of the box, but was able to control the puck and then find the breaking Burkhart, who shot to the net. And Stubna had a tough time with the save, but does keep it out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure why. It's hard to see why O'Neal had a tough time putting a handle on that puck as he stepped out of the box. But then a 3-on-1 developed, and it seems to be a hitter. I mean, Stubna's making the saves except for that two-man advantage, but he is fighting it in the net a little bit. He's staying way back on the goal line. So there's going to be rebounds if Indiana can get there. And a nice block again there by Scoff.
Yeah, Scoff getting in front of that shot from Barker. And Montour sends it back to the neutral zone. Final 60 seconds now of period number 1. Indiana still leads 1-0. Only goal of the period. A two-man advantage power play goal by the Little Indians, Tyler Barker. Long shot fed back towards the net. Stubna fighting that one off as well. On the long offering by Barker. Played back into the Little Indian zone. They'll send it back the length of the ice into the Montour zone to our left. And a break for the Spartans as they'll get the offensive zone draw from the icing call in the the Indiana zone to our right with 43.7 seconds left in this opening period.
So Montour's last appearance in the Penguin Cup Finals was in 2009, where they lost to Latrobe. And the link to that team is Mason Scoff. His older brother, Matt Scoff, was the goalie of Montour. Was an excellent goalie because in the semifinals, they beat a Bishop Canavan team coached by the guy sitting next to you right now. So it's been a while. I don't know if they've had any other appearances, but I know they had that 2009 appearance.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they had any other appearances either, but I know both these teams will be looking for their first Penguins Cup. 2 years ago, though, Indiana winning the Division II title in the 14-15 season. Lead pass here, looking for Eddie Williams up the right side. Williams driving in against Phil Santucci. Santucci bodies up well to cut him off. 15 seconds left, and Smith takes the pass across center red, 2-on-2. Smith down the right side, centering feed behind the intended target on the play there, Ryan Easel. And fed back, Smith with 2 seconds left, 1 second, shoots in the pad, save made by Madison Barker as the opening period comes to an end. 17 minutes of hockey in the books here from the RMU Island Sports Center. Your score after one, it's Indiana 1, Montour nothing. We'll take a break and be right back. You're listening to and watching the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, brought to you by the Tribune Review, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Chatham University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is located on a stunning campus in the middle of a city of 70,000 college students. We offer challenging academics with over 40 majors, superb career preparation, and over 60 clubs and organizations. From the Literary Magazine and Drama Club to the League of Student Voters and pre-professional organizations. We also offer 16 Division III men's and women's sports, including men's ice hockey, starting in fall of 2017. For more information, visit chatham.edu/explore. Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Second period getting underway in this Class A semifinal matchup. Indiana leading Montour by the score of 1-0 alongside Kevin Zielmanski, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you here on the MSA Sports Network. Kevin, a good period for the Little Indians, getting the only goal in a 5-on-3 power play. Had the edge in shots as well. And see if they can carry the momentum over here into period number 2.
Yeah, they announced Indiana had 9 shots on goal, Montour had 5, although in the website they put 8. So we're going to go with 8 shots on goal for Indiana, 5 for Montour.
Only goal of the first period for Indiana was Tyler Barker off the assist from Mitchell Lewis. That's your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena first period scoring recap. Team switch sides, right to left. The Spartans with the puck to start here. Driving into the Indiana zone. Little Indians play it back into the neutral area. And Dustin Gergich finds it here, moves it to Matt Tracy. Tracy to Freilich. Freilich dumps it around to the far side. Gunnar Sharp after it there for Indiana, sends it around where Freilich will pinch and pick off the left wing side. Behind the net, O'Neal makes the steal. And he moves it ahead up the left side. 2-on-2 breaking out the other way. Mitchell Lewis deflects the puck into the Montour zone, drifts down the right wall in front, redirect in front by Barker, goes up and over the net. Centering try there as O'Neal was looking for Barker. Montour back the other way. It's Matt Tracy. Coast to coast, Tracy to the left wing side. Tracy behind the net, tries to backhand it on, blocked in front by Indiana's Alex Guth-Borowski. And O'Neal able to push this one back into the Montour zone.
See who both teams going for a change there as they kind of flip it back and forth, and Montour stretching right now.
Back the other way comes Montour. Opportunity for Preston Muha. Muha throws it down, and an opportunity there for Casperson, but he can't get the shot to the net. Good defense in front of the net there by Nick Wood for Indiana to break that up.
Have to credit the Spartans for their back checking. You can tell they know they need to get back and help their goaltender in the net tonight.
Muha through center red, takes a shoulder check, and that gives the opportunity for Burkhart to bring it back the other way for Indiana. Down the right side, Burkhart throwing it towards the net, and it goes behind the net. Cross check coming up, though, against Montour, and Indiana's going to go back to the power play as another penalty against Montour. This time, Gage Gordon going to be called for the cross check, and this will be Indiana's fourth try with the power play?
Third try. They had 2 penalties that were 5-on-3. So actually that would be 2 tries, I'm sorry. And then the interference, you're right, 4th try. Didn't write one down.
Just confirming.
They had 3 penalties in the first period. 2 of them were on 1 power play, but they scored, so that was 2 opportunities.
Yeah, they scored on the 5-on-3.
The third one, and this will be the 4th one.
Okay.
Penalty number 96.
Either way, Kevin, Montour's playing with fire by constantly taking these penalties. Lewis fakes the shot, finds O'Neal, right wing circle drive, he scores! Pat O'Neal puts the mesh in motion with a wrist shot from the right wing circle. Second power play goal tonight for the Little Indians. And it's Indiana out to a 2-0 lead with 14:55 left here in the second period. Kevin, as you called the pass down low to Precision, as I said, playing with fire against this Indiana offense, you will get burned. And Pat O'Neal lights the fuse with that wrister there, 2-0 Indiana.
Well, it was only a matter of time before the good shooters for Indiana capitalized on the fact that the Montour goalie's sitting on his goal line and leaving the corners wide open there. And that time, that was just a well-placed shot over the glove. And when you need to try to get 5 guys back to help block shots, you can't afford to let Indiana go on the power play again. So now they're 2 for 4.
Number 17, Pat O'Neal.
O'Neal gets the goal.
With assist to number 9, Mitchell Lewis.
And Lewis gets another assist.
And number 19, Edward Williams.
Eddie Williams gets the second assist. Montour back. Rising shot by Smith goes wide. And the puck comes all the way back into the Montour end.
Playoffs from Lewis and Williams at 14:55.
And Easel
2 power play goals now for the Indians.
trying to clear. Indiana has converted a 5-on-3, and then on their 4th power play chance, a 5-on-4 goal. Cross ice pass, lead pass looking for Smith was Max Rose, cut off by the Little Indians. Boyer at center red, and talked a little bit about Ethan Boyer's offensive numbers. 43 points on the regular season, but I'm really impressed with Ethan Boyer's defense, Kevin. He's been the Little Indians' best penalty killer here tonight and has made some really good plays in the defensive and neutral zone to break up offensive opportunities for the Spartans as well.
Well, you win championships by having two-way players that you can the coaches rely on to do those things just as you outlined there. And it seems that Boyer is one of those reliable players for Coach Jordan Haynes. You can never have enough of those guys. Yes, you need guys that can put the puck in the net, and he has a few of those. But there's times in the game where you need to kill some time, or you got big defenses on faceoffs, and you need to put your reliable plus players on the ice.
Neutral zone draw here just outside of the Indiana offensive zone. 13.5 left here in period number 2. Little Indians up 2-0. First period goal by Tyler Barker on a 5-on-3 power play. Second period tally by Pat O'Neill with a 5-on-4 man advantage. Here only 2 goals so far, and now Montour hustling back into their own zone, trying to cut off Eddie Williams. Williams finds the puck, sends it around here to the near side. Mitchell Lewis pinching in, drops it to O'Neill, rising shot from the right point. That goes wide, and Montour brings it back the other way. Kasperson dumps it in behind the Indiana net. Clark will take it there for the Indians. Jacob Clark tries to go to the right side, cut off and stolen by Richie Freilich. Freilich battling against 2 Little Indians behind the net. And it's taken away by Kasperson. Kasperson comes up the left side, going to go to Sauer at the left point. Back to Kasperson along the left wing wall, sends it back behind the net. Freilich centers, goes off the defense, and O'Neill finds it there. Here comes Pat O'Neill. Going to go coast to coast, breaks the line. Good shoulder check by Gage Gordon to stand him up as soon as he crossed the blue line.
Yeah, good pivot and angle there by Gordon. He had got beat earlier in the first period by O'Neill, and that time he was able to get the best of O'Neill with a solid shoulder-to-shoulder check.
Kept in by the Little Indians, Alex Guth-Borowski. But Montour gets it back. And here come the Spartans. That thought was going to be offsides, Kevin.
They didn't touch it.
Sharp back the other way. Gunnar Sharp up the right side, trying to pass that one ahead, looking for Eddie Williams. All the way around to the far side it goes, taken away by Montour. They try to set up shop in their own zone. Santucci looking to outlet it there to Billy Flint, way too far. And icing the call against Montour brings the faceoff back into the Spartan zone to our right with 11:51 left here in the second period, and Indiana up by the score of 2-0.
So that 2-on-2 that ended up being the delayed offsides. He couldn't headman it because there was defenders in the way, and forwards got to realize that sometimes you got to go cross corner pass because he had a step and he could have beat the pivoting defenseman if he would have hard angle off the corner.
Face-off, draw to the net, it goes in! Not sure if there was a second stick on it or not, but Gunnar Sharp from the face-off fired it from the top of the right circle. The stick save was made by Stubna, but it went straight up in the air and ends up behind the keeper. And we'll see if there's an assist on it or not, but
the officials were having a little conclave there to determine if that was going to be a legit goal due to the high stick. And they're going to go over and talk to Coach Clayton Schell and give him an explanation, but it appears that they're going to have a center right face-off, which indicates a good goal and not a high stick or a hand directing it in, as Coach Schell is indicating in his discussion over there with the official.
Was the clean face-off win, Kevin, back to Gunnar Sharp at the right point, who fired it to the net. Stubna made the stick save, but the puck went straight up in the air, and that's what I was waiting to see, if somebody in front touched it or not, or if that one just ended up behind the keeper and Sharp will get the goal. We'll find out. It is a good goal. Indiana has a 3-0 lead now with 11:40 left here in this second period. Santucci back the other way. Sends it out now to J.J. Bickle. Bickle playing it back behind the Indiana net. Gunnar Sharp finds it there. Sharp going to send it ahead. Players scrum together. Burkhart works back into his own zone here for the Little Indians, and they'll send it out. Looking ahead here for Ethan Boyer. Boyer gives chase. Sharp regroups at center end. To the left side now. Alex Guth-Borowski sending it back into the Montour zone. And Sharp at center end. Moves it ahead now to Boyer. Ethan Boyer wrapping it around the boards to the far side. J.J. Bickle after it there for the Spartans. Sends it out. Opportunity now for Preston Muha. Muha down the right side. Rising shot save made. Follow him. Try goal! Billy Flint converts the Muha rebound. And Montour needed that one, and they get right back into it. Billy Flint puts it home off the Muha shot. And the Spartans make it a 2-goal game with 10:49 left here in the second period.
Well, the puck squirted in the gray area, and you could see it was going to be a 1-on-1. The question was whether or not Flint could beat that first back checker down the ice to make it a 2-on-1. And he certainly did, as the shot was well placed in terms of not scoring but generating the rebound for Flint streaking hard to the net like he should and he slammed home the rebound to make it 3-1 Indiana. Montour closes the gap.
The next goal was going to be a big one, Kevin. I think if Indiana would have got up 4-0, would have been trouble. And it's going to be Aaron Burkhardt who got the last stick on that goal. So Gunnar Sharp got the shot. Burkhardt got the goal. Steal by Easel. Centering feed. Score! Cam Smith! And Montour's back within a goal. Brandon Easel sets it up. Cameron Smith finishes it. And Montour with 2 quick goals make it a 3-2 game with 10:34 left here in the second period. Offensive explosion here between these teams.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I did that math right. I think it's going to be either 15 seconds or a minute 50. It didn't seem like it was a minute 15 expired, so that'd be 15 seconds. I'll see when they update it there, but you're exactly right, Matt. Montour with a little spurt to get back in this game.
And here come the Spartans with a penalty coming up against the Little Indians. Driving to the net here for Montour, it's Ryan Easel. Easel dropping it off now to Brandon Easel. Brandon Easel behind the net, O'Neal touches up. And Montour will get the man advantage after striking for 2 quick goals to make this a 3-2 contest. With 10:15 left here in the second period, we have ourselves a brand new hockey game, and Montour looking for the equalizer with the man advantage.
Yeah, 15 seconds apart, I think it's going to be that goal. And now we're going to have another power play opportunity for Montour as we get a penalty with, looks like it says 10:19 remaining. We had a little
10:15.
10:15, thank you. So 6:35.
The second Montour goal, scored by number 18, Cameron Smith. With assistant number 20, Brandon Eisel.
Brandon Eisel gets the assist.
Time of the goal, 10:34 remaining in the second period. Smith from Eisel.
And Montour comes back the other way. It's Richie Freilich on the power play now. Are the Spartans looking for their first power play tally of the night. And a chance to tie this game up. Santucci with a shot. Redirect in front, goes wide off the stick of Matt Tracy. Opportunity here for Indiana, and Mitchell Lewis will send this one the length of the ice.
Number 19, Edward Williams. 2 minutes for hooking.
Eddie Williams caught for the hook.
10:15 remaining.
And here come the Spartans back.
Williams, 2 for hooking at 10:15.
Lazy pass there through the neutral zone, taken away by Ethan Boyer. Boyer up the left side. O'Neal, shorthanded, tries to give chase, battles Santucci. Santucci able to find the puck as he drifts back behind his own net. Santucci comes around here to the near side, finds Sauer. Sauer going to come up the left side, sending it out, looking for Eisel, but it's taken away by Indiana's Tyler Barker. Sorry. Puck played back behind the net. Indiana doing a nice job on the penalty kill here. 45 seconds left for Montour, and the Spartans yet to generate a shot here with this man advantage. Crossing center red now, Sauer slaps it around to the far side. Hustling after it, there's going to be Barker, and he is thumped. Cue up the AC/DC. He got thunderstruck on a huge hit by Smith on the far side.
Man, that looked like Charlie Brown on the mound. You had sticks flying and gloves flying, and it was a yard sale over there in the lower left corner to the left of Barker in goal. And his brother there, number 11, Tyler Barker, took the worst of that one. And that's Montour's game. Coach Shell said, play our game. They're big, they're physical. I mentioned to you some of their guys look like they could be on the basketball team, and they want to deliver to Boom like that.
Shot to the net from the face-off. Save made by Madison Barker, who holds for the draw. 24 seconds left here on this Montour power play. 8:39 left in the second period. 3-2. Little Indians on top. Having almost the same script we saw in the other semifinal game earlier, where Franklin Regional jumped to a 3-0 lead over Thomas Jefferson before the Jaguars battled back to tie at 3. Franklin Regional eventually won the game 6-4.
Yeah, that was a back and forth affair after the 3-0 lead. TJ comes streaking back, so similar storyline unfolding right in front of us right now as the penalty expires and Montour's 0 for 3.
Cameron Smith, though, to the net, goes to the backhand, saved by Barker, loose puck in front of the net. And it's cleared out, and now we have a whistle on the play. I think the net got pushed off the moorings. Actually, no, we're going to have goaltender interference called against Montour as Billy Flint going to sit down. And I agree with that one, Kevin.
So let's say 8:07 there.
8:07 left in the period. Flint goes to the penalty box. So Billy Flint got the big goal to get Montour on the board, but takes an ill-advised penalty there.
Well, you have to realize, your situation in goal. Indiana's already 2 for 4 on the man advantage, and now you're going to give another opportunity after you just had seized momentum from them. Indiana's going to get a chance to kind of grab it back from you.
2 minutes for interference.
Montour sending the puck back into the Indiana zone. Special teams has been heavy and very important here this evening. Indiana, as you mentioned, Kevin, 2 power play goals. And then after Montour got 2 goals to make this a 1-goal game, the Little Indians kill off the power play and now get a crack at the man advantage themselves with 7:40 left here in this second period, leading 3-2. But it's Cameron Smith back shorthanded. Smith coast to coast tries to get around Lewis, and Lewis a nice job to stay with him, stand him up, and take the puck away.
Yeah, he just needed to go wide or flip it behind him. He beat him once and tried to beat him 2 or 3 times, and you're just not going to be able to do that.
Boyer fires towards the net. Shot is blocked on the play by Ryan Eisel. And now Brandon Eisel. Bang! Down hard on a body check there, and a penalty coming up against Indiana. As Tyler Barker.
Montour, interference on that hit.
Oh, that's on Montour?
Yes, that was the third guy interfering with him.
Okay, I thought that the call was going to go against Barker for knocking down the Montour player. He knocked down Brandon Eisel, but so Indiana will get their second 5-on-3 of the evening, much to the dismay of the Montour Spartans bench.
That one's going to go on Gergich, number 45 from Montour. He gets an interference call. And again, they want to be physical. They're delivering the checks.
Montour penalty number 45.
But they got to be timely.
For interference.
Lewis fakes the shot to the left point. Boyer fires and misses there. Try to rip that one. O'Neal finds the puck along the boards. He gets buried by Smith, who hits him hard against the near boards. Barker tries to center, stolen away by Montour, and the Spartans able to send that one out. They're going to need a spirited penalty kill here. Good effort as Ryan Eisel hustling down now to harass Lewis in his own zone. Lewis pressured by Eisel, who made the clear and then skates 200 feet to put the forecheck pressure on. Steal by Tracy, shorthanded. Tracy, shot blocked. Loose puck, out it comes, opportunity. Up the left side. Here comes Barker, centering feed. Tracy gets back to break it up as Barker tried to find Lewis breaking towards the net. O'Neal takes the pass, a little bit strong, and he's able to push it into the corner. Clark will find it there for the Little Indians. Centering feed, goal! Mitchell Lewis on the doorstep. Power play goal for the Little Indians, their second 5-on-3 tally of the night. And they make the lead 4-2 and will have 58 seconds of power play time to work with. This Indiana power play, dangerous tonight. They've scored 3 times with a man advantage, twice in a 5-on-3 situation, and lead 4-2.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot of things to say right there. Montour is getting caught up the ice. They had to hustle back to break up the rush and transition, but then that caused them to use a lot of energy. It was a long change in the second period. They weren't able to get off, and then Indiana was able to corral the puck, move the puck, and they were able to capitalize again on the 5-on-3 with a low play and finish it in front of the net.
57 seconds of power play time left here for the Little Indians as well. As back the other way.
This is number 21, Jacob Clark.
Jacob Clark gets the assist.
Time to go,
And the only assist.
Remaining in the second period. Lewis from Clark at 6:14.
Lewis from Clark, how about that?
Power play goal.
An expeditious goal there by the Little Indians. There comes Jacob Clark. 28 seconds left in the man advantage. Up the left side, we'll find Lewis. Mitchell Lewis into the zone. Lewis gets around the defense. Lewis to the circle. Backhand try in front. Well defended on the play by Nick Sauer, who recovered to block that one. And now the Spartans sent it the length of the ice. 13 seconds left. Boyer behind the net. Slaps it around to the far side. Boyer going to get it back. Pressure on the play by Matt Tracy. By Billy Flint. Indiana with 3 seconds left brings it across center red. Montour kills off the second half of the penalty, but iced the puck as Gergerich was back on the ice.
So let's discuss this. So it was the fourth power play opportunity, or fifth power play. Then they got a 5-on-3, and then they score, so then they have that 5-on-4. So I don't know how many power play opportunities they've had now.
That would be 6,
Six,
right?
I believe. It was kind of, I added one when they got the 5-on-3 to make it 5, and then they scored, and then they get the next one. That makes it 6.
6 power play tries. Indiana 3 for 6 on the night, and 2 goals in 5-on-3 situations.
And we should say a couple of those were the short ones after scoring on the 5-on-3. So, but they still count as man advantage opportunities.
Puck played back into neutral ice here. Max Rose for the Spartans will send it back into the Indiana end. And behind the net there is Gunnar Sharp. Sharp brings it along here to the near side, finds Burkhardt up the right wing. Burkhardt breaks center edge, trying to push this puck ahead, and he'll find Tyler Barker. Barker shoots, and a stretching skate save made by Xander Stubna. Maintaining control is Indiana, but Montour able to regroup. Ryan Eisel in his own zone, going to push up the right side, trying to clear out there to Max Rose. Puck played back behind the Spartan net. 4:24 left here in the second period. Indiana up by the count of 4-2, coming up between the second and third periods. We'll have your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring summary.
So right now you'd have to say the difference in the game, special teams.
For sure. Montour unable to convert on the power play yet this evening. Indiana has scored 3 times, twice in the 5-on-3. Burkhardt drives this one in from outside the blue line. And remember, too, Kevin, that Indiana killed off that Montour power play right for the Spartans, scored 2 quick goals to make this a 3-2 game.
Yeah, it's just not the power play goal scored by Indiana. It's also the penalty killing by Indiana, and they're going to take a penalty right there as the free hand of number 5. That would be
Alex Guth-Borowski.
Guth-Borowski, thank you. He reached out, grabbed the shoulder of the Montour guy, and hauled him down. Or was that 6? Burkhardt, one of the two.
It was Guth-Borowski who, it wasn't Burkhardt. It was Burkhardt who's getting the penalty. I think Burkhardt is not the guilty party. It depends on what they call, because
he
he came in over the top.
Pulled them back.
Yeah, but see what the call is here.
Looks like that's going to be at the 13:11 mark. It's going to be Indiana number 6.
3:45 left here in the third.
A 45, thank you.
You got a tough angle, yeah.
Yeah, the light's in the way of that number.
We're going to need that to be taken care of, Kevin.
Yeah,
Get on that.
Penalty number 6, Aaron Burkhardt. 2 minutes for holding.
So Burkhardt gets called for the hold.
3:45.
But a shorthanded steal by Mitchell Lewis. Back the other way. Lewis fakes the shot, drives in. Lewis, shot on, save made by Stubna with the right pad as Lewis dragged that one in. Montour could use one here, looking for their first power play goal of the night, but it's stolen away by Guth-Borowski. And he just stands up Tracy at center end, then dumps it in shorthanded. Taken away, sent back into the Montour zone, this time by Pat O'Neill.
Montour's kind of moving after they're not getting open. They're kind of, the puck carrier's looking around and then they're moving. They need to be a little bit crisper on the breakouts and get open for the puck. The player with the puck, get open for their teammates.
Kasperson drops it back up the right side here to Eisel. Brandon Eisel tries to shoot, has it blocked.
Forced that through 2 guys and it was blocked.
Kasperson takes it, goes back to the right point. To the top of the right circle, Kasperson shoots, save, Parker, and she absorbs the rebound as well. Good save by Barker there, and able to hang on to that rebound too, Kevin, with a lot of traffic in front.
That time they got in the zone, they had a little bit of patience after Eisel tried to force that shot. They came out high, and he just surveyed the situation over and over and over. And instead of going with the shot fake and sliding it, he decided to take the shot, and Madison Barker made the save to keep it at 4-2, Indiana.
55 seconds left on the Montour power play. Trying to control the puck there, Smith. And Indiana will play this one over the glass and out. Faceoff will stay in the Little Indian zone. 2:32 left in the period, 47 seconds in the Montour power play. 4-2 Little Indians on top. After a 1-0 lead after one, the teams have combined for 5 goals here in period number 2. Indiana jumping to a 3-0 lead. Montour getting 2 goals 15 seconds apart to make it a 1-goal deficit before Indiana and Mitchell Lewis would convert on a 5-on-3 power play. The Little Indians' second 5-on-3 power play tally of the night And 4-2 is where we stand right now. Up the left side, it's going to be Ryan Eisel dropping it off to his brother Brandon. Brandon down low, comes back to the left point. Smith looks it over, fires through traffic. Save made off the stick of the goaltender Barker. Rebound deflects here to the near side. Pass comes to Smith to the left point. Tries to fire that one through traffic. And it goes off of
Barker's glove.
Yeah, for Tyler Barker, and then off of Madison Barker's glove. Kept in by Montour, shot to the net. Deflects up in the air as Ryan Eisel tried to put it on. Penalty's over.
Burkhart went to the bench. That's a mistake. You got to go in the zone.
Indiana, though, finds the puck and then gives it back. Eisel with the steal right in front. Middle of the doorstep. Save made by Barker. Billy Flint between the circles. Denial seems it had to come in the form of Barker.
What a reactive save that was.
O'Neal drives the right side, and the shot fight off by Stubna.
He had the short side on Stubna, but Stubna was able to keep it out of the net. Here comes Eisel.
Eisel fighting through a hip check as he gets into the zone. And O'Neal able to send it back to center end. Sauer regroups for the Spartans, backhands it in, but Montour with the player across the line.
We're going to have a penalty, I believe.
Oh, might.
We're going to be on number 20, Brandon Eisel.
So another penalty against Montour. Let's give Indiana their 7th power play of the evening with 1:09 left here in the second period. Indiana up 4-2, and they'll have the remainder of this period to work with. And should they not score, 51 seconds of power play time to start the third.
Just not smart. Wasn't a necessary penalty. Wasn't preventing a goal. And they're just parading to the penalty box right now, giving Indiana glorious opportunities on a man advantage. They've already scored 3 times, and they're hunting for more here on their 7th man advantage.
Face-off in the neutral zone. Indiana to the power play. Chance number 7. Fed back into the
That should have been offsides right there.
Indian zone, but Mitchell Lewis will regroup. And here he comes. Lewis crosses center red, now breaks the Montour zone down the right side. Mitchell Lewis drifting back behind the net. Lewis centers, has a man there. Boyer with a rip from the left circle, fires wide. O'Neal at the right point, keeps it in. O'Neal drifting to the left. O'Neal passing it down the wall. Pass goes to the left point. Lewis has it there. Lewis down the left side to Boyer. Boyer looks it over. Comes back to Lewis at the point. Lewis fires through traffic. Good block in front there by Mason Scoff. And Scoff sends it back to the neutral zone with 30 seconds remaining in the period. And the lead still 4-2 in favor of Indiana. Another rush here for the Little Indians. Good job by Smith. Short-handed, cut off, but a good job to make the steal.
That could have been an interference call right there on Boyer as he regrouped after that ill-advised pass off.
Barker in front off the skate of the defender. And the stop made by the goaltender Stubna as Gage Gordon kicked that one to his own keeper. 5 seconds left in the period. Montour will send this one back into the Indiana zone. And the horn will sound to wrap up our second period of play. 2 chapters written, 1 more to be told here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Your score after 2, it's Indiana 4 and Montour 2. We'll take a break and be back with your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring summary. Little Indians 4, Spartans 2. We're between the second and the third, and you're listening to and watching the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, brought to you by the Tribune Review, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
The only place to turn to listen and watch the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs is right here on the MSA Sports Network. We have audio and video coverage from the first round all the way through the high school hockey championships. Plus, we will have nightly recaps of all the action, the broadcasts, the interviews, and the write-ups of the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs are only here on the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
This is Josh Roundtree from the PIHL Power Play Show at MSASports.net. Along with Kevin Zielmanski, we plan to bring you the best high school hockey talk in Western PA this season. We'll cover every classification, AAA, AA, Single A, and D2.
All right, D2, Gordon Bombay, Charlie Conway,
wait.
the Bash Brothers,
Kevin.
Wolf the Dennis Stenson, the Flying V?
No, Kevin, it's Division 2.
It's Knuckle Puck time?
All right, it's Knuckle Puck time. It's the PIHL Power Play Show, sponsored by Chatham University, every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock at MSASports.net. Make sure to follow the MSA Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, links to our articles, and much more. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MSA Sports and get in on the conversation with thousands of local sports fans. Follow us on Twitter at MSA Sports and check out our YouTube channel, MSA Sports WPIL, for hundreds of video interviews with local student athletes, game highlights, and more. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center, Zamboni's on the ice to get us a fresh sheet for the third period. After 34 minutes here on Neville Island in this Class A semifinal round matchup, it's Indiana leading Montour by the count of 4-2 alongside Kevin Zielmanski. Matt Vandriak with you here, and you're listening to and watching the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, sponsored by the Tribune Review, only here on the network. And with that, Kevin, we move into our Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring summary.
Yes, we do, Matt, as we get the sound levels up. In the first period, the first goal of the game was scored by Tyler Barker of Indiana at the 9:33 mark. That was a power play goal, actually a 5-on-3 power play goal. Assist went to Mitchell Lewis. That was the only goal in that period. Going into the second, we had a lot of activity. We had a lot of penalties. We had a lot of goals scored. Indiana went up 2-0 on another power play. This time it was Pat O'Neill in the power play from Mitchell Lewis and Eddie Williams. That was at the 2:05 mark. Then it was 3 minutes later at the 5:12 mark. Indiana scored again. Aaron Burkhart from Garrison Sharp. Indiana led 3-0. And it was 59 seconds later, Montour's Billy Flint made a streak up the ice to slam home a rebound off a Preston Muha shot to make it 3-1 Indiana. Montour then cut that lead in half to 1 when Cameron Smith scored 15 seconds later from Brandon Eisel. It was now Indiana leading only 3-2. But it wouldn't stay that way for long, mostly because Montour has taken quite a number of penalties in this game. And once again, on the 5-on-3, their second 5-on-3 man advantage goal of this game, it was Mitchell Lewis on the power play from Jacob Clark at the 10:46 mark. That makes it 4-2, and it stayed that way until the intermission. Right now, shots on goal were 5 and 7 for Montour for 12, and for Indiana, 9 and 6 for a total of 15. And Matt, while we have the opportunity, we'll tell you tonight's officials are Jesse Taylor and Brian Buchholz. I know one of the linesmen is Jim Carlins. I do not know the other one's name, and it's not listed in here, so we apologize to his family, but we got 3 of the 4 in there.
Well, Meatloaf said 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Kevin, so 3 out of 4 ain't bad either. And ironically, I quoted Meatloaf the same day that I had Meatloaf for dinner. So There you go.
Nice. Tied all together.
They're going to tie. We had Lewis and Clark combining on a goal here tonight. We have meatloaf everywhere. The lax in the house. Twosies all around.
Yep, Montour will be exploring for some goals in the third period as Indiana did with the Lewis and Clark hook up there. As we give the high sign the lax over there on our left.
That was the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring summary between period number 2 and 3.
1 and 2.
We're between 2 and 3 now,
yeah.
Kevin.
I thought you said that was a scoring summary for 2 and 3. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, between 2 and 3.
Sorry.
There's a 2 in there somewhere.
At the intermission, Indiana leads 4-2.
And one thing you said there that is really the story of this game, Kevin, is the constant barrage of Montour Spartans going to the penalty box. 7 power play tries on the night for Indiana. Little Indians have 3 in the net so far. 2 of those coming on 5-on-3 situations. And Montour will be shorthanded for the first 50 seconds of this third period as well.
Yeah, on the box score on the website, they have 7 Montour penalties that have been called. But a couple of those overlapped into 2-man advantages. So, initially in the pregame, the story of the game was the fact that the primary goal for Montour, Mason Skeeth, was not playing due to a broken foot. So we have the backup, Xander Stubna, in. And you can tell the difference of Montour really needs to help him. They've done rather well getting in front of the goalie, getting into the shooting lanes, blocking some shots. Even saw Flint dive on his face to block a shot. However, they're hanging him out to dry with the penalties and the power play opportunities, and it's just asking a little too much for him against some of the snipers that Indiana has on their team, and thus you have a 4-2 score. I'm sure Coach Shell and his staff is addressing at an intermission. That would be the first thing out of my mouth at intermission, that you can either be more disciplined or you can realize that the season's going to end tonight. So if you want to play in the Penguin Cup, we need to stop. We need to kill this penalty for 50 seconds. Don't take any more penalties, and then look for our opportunities to get back into this game. We have 17 minutes to make it 4-4 if we have to and push overtime. And Madison Barker's been good for Indiana. She's made some key saves. There was a fantastic save to her right when in the second period when she was to our left. She flashed out the pad and made the save. So we'll see how the third period unfolds as Montour is the first team returning to the ice.
Team's back on the ice. We will take a quick break and be back with period number 3. Indiana leads Montour by the score of 4-2 in this Class A semifinal round matchup. Winner will take on Franklin Regional Tuesday night. We'll be back with your third period of action. You're listening to and watching the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs. Sponsored by the Tribune Review, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Complex, getting ready for period number 3 to get underway. Montour and Indiana, Little Indians leading by the score of 4-2, and they'll have 50 seconds of power play time to start this third period. But Montour able to push the puck into the Indiana zone to kill some power play clock. Going to need the kill here, Kevin, to stay in this game, because if Indiana gets a 3-goal lead in this third period, the fat lady may put the hot dog down and start singing early. Puck played back behind the Indiana net. Tyler Barker trying to get it out. Good penalty kill work by Ryan Eisel. Sending it back into the Indiana zone.
Very aggressive on the kill there. Eisel below the goal line, deep in the zone as he tracks back. He's able to get back because Indiana kind of fumbled the puck there on the breakout.
Breaking the zone is Indiana's Mitchell Lewis. Drifts down the right wing wall. Penalty is over. Lewis behind the net, pinned against the glass on the play by Dustin Gergerich. Comes back to Boyer at the left point. Can't hold it in. So Indiana 3 for 7 now on the man advantage. But here comes Clark with the steal in the neutral zone. Breaks the Montour zone. Drifts to the right side. Good job by Brandon Eisel to take it away. Finds Cameron Smith 1-on-2. Smith breaks the Indiana zone down the left side. Smith tries to push towards the net. Good defense on the play by Gunnar Sharp. Indiana brings it out. Here comes Tyler Barker. Barker crosses center red and backhands it into the Spartan zone. 15:25 left here in the third. 4-2. Indiana on top. Brandon Eisel breaks the zone. Eisel tries to drag it to the net but can't turn the shot over. Fouled along the left wing wall by Kasperson. Kasperson behind the net to Eisel. Eisel centers back for Kasperson, who pushes it up and over the net.
I like the jump of the Spartans right here after this penalty kill.
Kasperson turns to shoot, has it blocked by Burkhart, and it's cleared back to neutral ice by Indiana. Sauer has to chase all the way back into his own end now. Behind the net is Nick Sauer. Slapping it up the far wall, taken away by Ricky Freilich. And Indiana has to touch up, which gives Montour the chance to break out. Kasperson trying to take that pass from Freilich, but it ends up in the Little Indian zone, and it's taken away by the defense of Indiana. Alex Guth-Porowski sending it up the far side, finds Aaron Burkhart. Burkhart breaks the zone, fires towards the net, stretching out a Stubna, who did not have to make the save. Shot a little bit offline. Gordon behind the net for Montour, tries to clear out, moves it ahead to Matt Tracy. Tracy going to dump and chase after it in behind the Indiana net. Guth-Porowski after it there, comes around to the near side. Vinny Sherry steps into a Montour player. Puck comes back to Santucci for the Spartans at the right point, and he fires it wide of the net. Puck comes all the way around here now to the far side. Montour able to keep it, or gain possession right in the Robert Morris logo at center red as they fire it back into the Indiana zone. Opportunity now for O'Neill. 1-on-2, breaks the Montour line. Rising shot, glove by Stubna. And he holds for the draw with 13:46 left here in this third period. Lead remains 4-2 in favor of Indiana.
Yeah, Stubna kind of trapping it, catching it with the glove, using both hands there with the blocker and the glove hand to get the face off to his left there. 13:48 remaining in this third period. You know, earlier in that last breakout for Montour, I was surprised to see the defenseman for the Indians hold the line. When you're up 2, you don't want anything chip past you. But the forwards did a nice job getting back once they got past him. So credit the Indians for back checking well.
Bickle trying to push that one ahead, looking for Billy Flint. Flint kind of tied up as he headed towards the Indiana blue line, and pass did not connect. Tyler Barker back the other way. Barker driving here right to left, comes to the near boards, and has it taken away by Montour's Billy Flint. Flint trying to push it ahead there to Preston Muha. Indiana regains possession, and Burkhart will push it back into the Montour zone. Chance now for J.J. Bickle. Bickle taken out on a hip check there by Tyler Mulak, who's seeing his first action of the night, I believe.
Oh,
two Indiana players collide.
That should have been too many men. He jumped off the bench and played that.
And the Little Indians get a break there, playing it back to the Montour zone. Puck played ahead, taken away. And Indiana content to slap it back into the Montour end. Nick O'Malley for the Spartans, sending it back into Indiana ice. 12:40 left here in this third period. 4-2 Indiana in the lead. Winner will take on Franklin Regional Tuesday night at 5:45. Mitchell Lewis into the zone. Nice defensive play by Phil Santucci to knock that one away for the Spartans. Indiana regroups at center end. Lewis, the captain of the Little Indians, slapping it along the near boards all the way around to the far side. Pat O'Neill centers in front. And Eddie Williams not there for the redirect. Lewis finds it. Tries to drive out. Can't do it. And Scoff will take it away from Montour. Scoff looking to move it ahead there to Catanzarite. Taken away, though, by Indiana. Eddie Williams comes back. Williams drives towards the net. Can't break in. And Montour will regroup, sending it back to center red. Catanzarite and Scoff battling with Williams. Williams able to win that battle, but Santucci takes over for Montour, pushing it ahead. And it's chipped ahead here by Jason Gallagher. Gallagher gives chase as Guth Borowski goes behind his own net for the Little Indians. Coming back here towards the near side. Players piling up on the back of the net. Penalty coming up against Indiana. And a cross-check call will give Montour a chance of the power play.
This will be the 5th power play opportunity for Montour. They have yet to score on their previous 4 man advantage opportunities. And as we see who goes into the box here, it's going to be number 5 for Indiana, Guth Borowski.
So cross-checking the call against Indiana will give Montour the power play. And they could use one here to get back into this game. Down 4-2 with 11:35 left in the third period. But from the face-off, Indiana finds the puck and clears it back through the neutral zone. Rose after it. Cross ice pass. Montour going to set it up in their own end. Looking for Cameron Smith. Smith will dump this one back into the Indiana end. And Montour, a big mistake there. Kevin icing the puck. Face-off coming back into the visitor zone to our left. 1:42 left in the power play.
Yeah, their first power play opportunities, excuse me, they broke out cleanly, and then it kind of has fallen off in terms of quality of breakouts, and they're just not getting in the zone cleanly, which is allowing Indiana to waste time on the power play, getting the kill going, and it's just not clean right now for the Spartans, and it's the difference in the game.
Eisel breaks the zone, being Brandon Eisel, looking to drop it back there to Ryan Eisel. Brandon will find it and move it to Smith on the right side, puts a pass in front. And Brandon Eisel down the slot could not break it. Smith finds it, drifts, tries to rip there, and a diving block on the play by Barker. Sends it into the meshing. Faceoff will stay in the Indiana zone to our right with 1:21 remaining in the Montour power play. Down 4-2 are the Spartans.
Yeah, Eisel just had the puck on a string there as he took it off the right half wall, backed up towards the slot as the right shot, let it go, and it was a nice diving block. But there needs to be more movement of bodies and puck movement here if they're going to convert on this power play.
Rose at the right point, skates to the left, cross point pass now to the left side, goes to Dustin Gergerich.
There we go.
Coming back to Rose, drifts to the circle, shot to the net, stick save made, rebound, loose, centering feed, all the way back to the circle, big blast coming and it's blocked as Barker gives up the body to blast, block the blast from Gergerich.
Huge play by Tyler Barker to come sliding out and getting the shooting lane there, block that shot. There was been a quality scoring chance.
Gergerich down the left side, dropping it back to Cameron Smith. 44 seconds left in the Montour power play. Puck eludes the stick of Max Rose and allows the Little Indians to clear the zone. 35 seconds remaining now in this power play. Montour 0 for the night with the man advantage. Indiana has scored 3 times, twice with a 5-on-3. Sauer breaks center red, dumps it in. Ryan Eisel going to chase after it, pushing it around to his brother Brandon on the right side. Brandon with the wraparound try. Stick save made by Barker, and Indiana gets it back to the point. Sauer keeps it in. Nice feed to Eisel, but he can't turn it over. The puck was on the backhand as he tried to turn that wrister over, and Indiana able to clear it out.
Got handcuffed with the puck at his feet. Could have went to the backhand to a forward cut into the far post.
One last rush here from Montour. Smith breaks the zone, penalty over. Smith drifts down the right wing wall. Smith going to battle now behind the Indiana net. Smith with the wraparound, he scores! Cameron Smith, half man, half amazing on that effort. Down the right wing boards with the wraparound. And we have ourselves a one-goal game on Smith's second goal tonight. Montour makes it 4-3 with 9:28 left here in the third period.
Yeah, Smith just got loose below the goal line. He had the puck on his string there, kept it on his stick, and as the right shot, he circled from right to left, reached out from around the left post for the shooters, the right post for Madison Barkley, and he tucked it in to make it 4-3.
So not on the power play, but a big goal for Montour, and now a steal. Opportunity for Flint trying to drive in. Brandon Eisel gets the assist, and the only assist.
Remaining in the third period. Smith from Eisel at 9:28.
So if you're Coach Shell, you're down 1, you don't have your starting goalie, and you haven't looked great, and you got 9 minutes left. I think you're feeling okay about your position. Not great, but okay as Indiana attacks.
Up the right side, O'Neal walks in, bought off on the stop by Stubna, who fights it off with the right arm. Do I have that right? Was that Smith's second goal tonight?
Let's see here. In the second period, Cameron Smith scored from Brandon Eisel. So, yes, that would be his second. First one was at the 6:26 mark. That was that goal that was 15 seconds after.
That was off the pass from Brandon Eisel.
Yeah.
Okay.
They scored at 6:11. He has 6:26. So, Cameron Smith with his second of the game.
Got it.
He is 36 or maybe 37. I forget if he scored last game.
He did have one in the last round, if I'm correct. Here comes a chance back for Montour. In tight, save made, rebound loose on a good effort there by Richie Freilich. But the stop made by Madison Barker, and Montour finding the momentum now. Montour, Cameron Smith had a goal and an assist in the win over Baldwin.
Yeah.
Shot to the net there, blocked on the effort by Boyer. So Smith had one in the last game, did not score in the first round.
So that makes his 37th goal of this campaign.
Montour in their own end, trying to get it out here. Made this a one-goal game. And Guth Borowski able to get that one in, keep it in. Onside, Gage Gordon, though, finds the puck for Montour, goes the other way. And the long clear here by Nick Sauer will draw icing and bring the faceoff back in the Montour zone to our left. 7:45 left here in the third, 4-3. Indiana in the lead, but Montour back in the game on the second goal of the night by Cameron Smith.
O'Neal's line off again on the ice again for an offensive face-off, and here comes a 2-on-2.
Eisel and Smith. Brandon Eisel breaks the zone down the right side, throws it to the net, right pad save made by Barker.
Right idea.
Big hit there by Montour, finishing the check was Ryan Eisel as he flattened Eddie Williams. Actually, that was Brandon Boyer who was on the receiving end of that heavy hit. Puck played back into the Montour zone. Williams will chase Santucci. Santucci double team, fights through. We got a penalty coming up here. Santucci losing a glove and a stick. And a penalty coming up against Williams will give Montour the power play try with 7:12 left here in regulation, down 4-3. And now Indiana's starting to toe that dangerous line here as well. Kevin taking another penalty.
Yeah, this is the 6th opportunity on the power play for Montour. They've yet to score. But at the 9:48 mark, an ill-advised penalty for Indiana. They were doing so well, keeping the clock moving, keeping it deep. And now they're going to have to, once again, kill a penalty, which they've done successfully 5 times. And for Montour, you're hoping this 6th time is going to get you equal in the game.
Penalty against Indiana. I mean, talk about getting undressed on the play. Santucci literally was. He lost a glove and a stick.
Penalty number 19, Edward Williams.
Eddie Williams gets called for the hook. Actually, it's called holding. As Brandon Eisel breaks the zone. Power play try number 6 for Montour. Smith in the slot. Fires blocked. Redirected front. Still loose shot on save by Barker. As in tight, a golden opportunity for Richie Freilich. And Barker closes the door.
She flashed out the left pad.
Smith breaks the zone, knocked off his skates, and that lets Indiana play it back to the neutral zone. Up the left side, Nick Sauer. Down the left wing wall now. Sauer spins, drops it behind the net. Freilich will find it there. Freilich back to Sauer on the left wing wall. Sauer to Freilich down low. Freilich goes behind the net. Kasperson after it. Kasperson walks it out here to the near boards. Kasperson back to Brandon Eisel at the right point. Fakes to try to get around the defender. O'Neal able to take it away and push it back into the Montour zone. O'Neal after Sauer. Sauer loses a glove, but he's able to send it out. Goes ahead to Cameron Smith. Smith tries to break the line. Smith stood up on a good play by Clark. Gets a second chance at it, but O'Neal on the back check takes it away and will send it back into the Montour end with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in regulation. 45 seconds left on this Montour power play. Sixth try of the night. Boyer with a good offensive forecheck there in the offensive zone, pushing it back behind the Montour net.
This is what Indiana has done so well. They've bottled up the Spartans since the first power play opportunity and not allowed them to get out easily out of their own zone on the power play.
Smith coast to coast fires. Blocker save made by Barker. Smith finds his own rebound along the right side. Battling there. Able to move the puck out. Cross ice pass. Big blast taken by Eisel. And that one goes wide.
It was blocked by Jacob Clark.
Burkhart back the other way, going to find Boyer, 2-on-2. Now back to Burkhart, backhand try goes wide. And a good defensive play getting back by both Eisel and Sauer.
Penalty's over.
Penalty's over.
We have another penalty upcoming, I'm not sure.
This happened behind the players. The Montour player is still down, and Indiana is going right back to the penalty box. Roughing the call against Burkhart. Burkhart got tied up with Brandon Eisel, who was coming back on the back check there, and after the play was deflected away from the net, Eisel and Burkhart both slid into the end boards. And from there, it looks like Burkhart got caught with his hand in the proverbial cookie jar, and Montour will get their 7th power play of the night.
Well, what we said about Montour in the first 2 periods in the penalties now applies to Indiana. It's just none of these were good penalties. They did not prevent any goals. They're just ill-advised penalties, and they're giving Montour their 7th power play opportunity. And I keep repeating, they got out of their zone on the first one nicely, moved the puck along the boards, cross ice, not good entries, setup wasn't bad. But now they're having trouble getting out of their zone. Indiana's keeping them from getting into the man advantage setup. So we'll see if they have any better luck on this, their 7th power play opportunity. And it's a crucial one with 5:06 to go.
Aaron Burkhart, 2 minutes for roughing.
Face-off won by Montour.
Remaining in the third period.
Eisel breaks the right side.
2 for roughing.
That's Ryan Eisel. And cleared out again by Indiana. Solid defense on the play by Tyler Barker. All the way back into the Montour zone. Stubna comes out of the net to help the defense. Tracy will take the pass up the right side, moving it ahead now to Ryan Eisel. Eisel into the zone, unleashes a slap shot that goes wide on the glove side. Montour finds the puck. Gergerts at the left point, pushing it down low towards Billy Flint. Flint reverses direction now to Ryan Eisel. Eisel comes back to Gergerts to the left point. Now Rose at the right point. Back to Gergerts to the left point through traffic. Redirected in front by Flint. And it doesn't hit the net. Puck taken back the other way. And good work by Tracy on the back check to cut it off. Montour feeds it ahead. Flint has Eisel breaking towards the net, but the pass goes just wide. Ryan Eisel works behind the net. Puck comes out to Gergerts to the left point. Shot blocked. Comes over here towards the near side. 55 seconds now left in the Montour power play. Eisel tries to center there looking for Billy Flint. Cut off by Indiana. And Barker sends it the length of the ice as Indiana gets fresh penalty killers on.
Yeah, they tried to center it against the grain, catch the goalie, but it just went right in the slot. Indiana was easily able to clear it.
Here comes Gergerich into the zone. Down the right side. Smith calling for the puck at the right point. Gonna get it. Smith drifting to the left now between the circles. Shot through traffic, blocked. Kasperson gets knocked down in front of the net, and Indiana able to clear it out with 20 seconds now left on this Montour power play.
Not pouncing on the loose pucks in the slot area, particularly in the high slot. They're a few feet away from the goalie, and they got 2 shooters wide. They're not coming to the slot to help.
One last rush. Smith tries to go coast to coast. Boyer cuts him off at the blue line and sends it back into the Montour end as the final 5 seconds tick off. the 7th Spartans power play of the night, down to 3:05 left in regulation, penalty over, and the score remains 4-3 in favor of Indiana. Puck dumped into the Montour zone.
3 minutes.
Casperson up the right side, finds Freilich. Freilich sends it all the way around to the far side. Guth-Borowski after it there. Burkhardt in to help him out. Loose puck found by Indiana, and they'll softly dump it back. Gives Williams a chance to chase against Santucci. Santucci drifts to the right, now comes back to the near side. Santucci off the boards, sends this one ahead, looking for Freilich. Brandon Eisel cut off on the play. Nice job by Eddie Williams. Moves it ahead now to Aaron Burkhardt. Burkhardt into the zone, 1-on-2, battles against Santucci, drops it back to O'Neal. O'Neal trying to get around the defense. Good job by Smith to get back into his own zone and help out. Here comes Cameron Smith. Crosses center red. Smith going coast to coast. Smith down the right wing side. Fires and it's blocked. Good play by Sharp. Still loose. Big chance in front. Save in tight. Casperson on the doorstep. And Madison Barker shuts the door.
What a huge save by Barker right there. It was Smith. Even though he had Freilich to his left, he decided he was going to go coast to coast. He went around through 3 defenders, and it ended up behind the net. And as you called it, it went right in the slot to Casperson. He was all alone in front. Barkley didn't have much time, just got a little push to telescope out, hit it right in the chest, and a big save there for Barkley to keep it 4-3. 2 minutes to go.
Indiana bringing it back. Here comes Boyer. Tees up a blast from the top of the right circle that goes wide. And Montour hustling back the other way. Muha into the zone. Throws it towards the net. Going to go wide. Hustling after it. There's Billy Flint. Flint battling behind the net. Finds the puck. Flint center. Sliding effort there by Burkhardt to break it up. 1:40 left in regulation. 1-goal lead. To the net. Redirect. Goal! Montour gets the equalizer on a deflection in front. Flint threw it towards the net. And I'm not sure who got the last stick on it. I think Flint's going to get the goal.
I think it's 35. The smallest guy on the ice got his stick on
J.J.
it.
Bickle. It looked like somebody touched it in front. Bickle was there. Muha was there. Either way, Montour ties this game with 1:37 left in regulation.
Well, you could see the urgency starting to manifest itself and the way they were pushing the pace and getting to the net. And now the Coach Haynes wants to have a conversation with the officials. Not exactly sure why he's unhappy, but he had his say, and now we got 97 seconds remaining here. And Coach Shell has opted to take a timeout. I think he's been relying on certain players. Maybe they're tired, or maybe he just has a fantastic play to set up from center ice. But the equalizer at the 15:23 mark for the Spartans.
The Montour goal, scored by number 35.
Yeah, you saw it, Kevin. J.J. Bickle getting the tying goal.
With assist number 33, Nick Sauer. And number 8, Preston Muha.
Muha got 1 assist, Sauer got the other. But the Billy Flint was the last guy to touch that puck before the assist, but
yeah, he threw it at the net.
So Sauer and Muha, I know Muha was going to get one of the assists. Either way, Montour doesn't care who it is. They've tied this game after trailing 3-0 in the second period. We're knotted up at 4 with 1:37 left here in regulation.
Interesting timeout by Coach Shaw. I'm curious to see if he has some player they just needed a rest. They went forward and Smith is forechecking, but nothing really came out of that faceoff at center ice.
Gargarich up the left side. Here he comes across center red. Into the Indiana zone. Tees up a slap shot. Blocker save made by Barker. As Montour feeling the momentum, perhaps going their way now.
That was targeted for the upper 90 on the blocker side.
Boyer going to chip this one in. Gargarich after it, icing the call against Indiana, and it'll be a face-off back in the Indian zone to our right with 1:12 left in regulation.
Now this is when I would want my timeout. With 1:12 to go in a tie game, he used it after that face-off at center ice, and I'm not exactly sure why. Too bad we don't have a between-the-bench guy, commercial break to ask that question. But here we go.
Send the lack down?
Send the lacks down. Here we go, offensive zone face-off for the Spartans.
Face-off to the left of Madison Barker. And Gergerich keeps it in at the near point. Taken away by Indiana. O'Neal looking for a lead pass. Boyer will take it instead. Backhanded into the Montour zone. Final 60 seconds here in regulation. Smith, here he comes into the zone. Barker on the back check, able to take it away. Smith continues to battle for it as he takes the Indiana defender to the boards hard. Lead pass, though. Opportunity for O'Neal. Here comes O'Neal against Santucci. Backhander pad. Save made by Stubna. And a good job by Santucci to get back and body O'Neal away from the net, so there wasn't much to shoot at. Eisel dropping it back to Smith. Smith feeds it in front, and it goes past Eisel, who was looking for the return pass on the left side. Eisel turns to the net. Stick save made by Barker. Smith looking to center, looks for Eisel. O'Neal in his own end takes it and roofs this one back into the Montour zone. We'll see if it's going to bounce far enough for icing. It's going to go back, and it will be icing against Indiana, so a face-off in the offensive zone for the Spartans with 16.7 seconds left in regulation. All tied up at 4.
Another good opportunity for a timeout. But he used it, and you can feel the tension in the rink right now, Matt. Someone's going to be a hero, whether it's just 16 seconds or an overtime. And we're going to have a victorious pile of players at some point.
Face-off, battled for by Montour. Tracy wins it back. Santucci tries to blast it towards the net. Clark knocks it wide. Clark slaps it off the far wall. Going to be icing again. This one will go the length of the ice with 4.8 seconds left on the clock. So Montour has the option here of pulling Stubna, Kevin, and putting the extra attacker on.
No, too much time. If you get under 3, maybe. But you called it earlier. That shot was low on the ice, and Boyer once again blocked it with his skates. I talked about how you want those reliable guys on the defensive zone faceoffs, and there he was. Look for Eisel to go forward here. He's leaning on his stick as a lefty.
Eisel battling for the draw. Indiana able to find that O'Neal drops it back to the defense. Clark will slap it off the far boards, and we're going to overtime. 3 periods, not enough to decide this one here tonight. Bonus hockey it will be from the RMU Island Sports Center. 4-4 the score. After 3, we'll take a break and be back with overtime. You're listening to and watching the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, sponsored by the Tribune Review, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
This is Josh Roundtree from the PIHL Power Play Show at MSASports.net. Along with Kevin Zielmanski, we plan to bring you the best high school hockey talk in Western PA this season. We'll cover every classification, AAA, AA, Single A, and D2.
All right, D2, Gordon Bombay, Charlie Conway,
Wait.
the Bash Brothers,
Kevin.
Wolf the Dennis Stenson, the Flying V.
No, Kevin, it's Division 2.
It's Knuckle Puck time?
All right, it's Knuckle Puck time. It's the PIHL Power Play Show, sponsored by Chatham University, every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock at MSASports.net.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center, we are heading into overtime in this Class A semifinal matchup. Indiana and Montour all knotted up at 4 after 3 periods of hockey. Alongside Kevin Zielmanski, Matt Vandriak with you here as the Penguins Cup playoffs are brought to you by the Tribune Review here on the MSA Sports Network. And left to right, Montour with the puck. Play 10-minute overtime here, Kevin. Sudden death to the win. O'Neal for Indiana finds the puck along the left wing side, tries to go across the rink. Cut off, good play by Cameron Smith with some help from Gergerich. Smith breaks the zone, wrister coming. Barker with the save, where's the rebound? It's loose, and Barker recovers to keep that one out.
With a little help from her friend there, Lewis got behind her and kept it from going through the pads and trickling across the goal line. And let me tell you, Matt, I've been in this scenario many times. I lost in the semifinals, I think about 10 times over the years, and it's nerve-wracking as a coach. You're trying to make sure everyone's got the changes done correctly, know who's replacing which players when they return to the bench, see if you can find an advantage, but really it's more about the players making a play.
Face-off win by Montour. They feed it back towards the net. Kept in. Turnaround try by Brandon Eisel from the near boards. Gloved out of the atmosphere by Barker, who holds for the draw.
And right there, what Eisel did is important. You have to throw it to the net. Look at the shot right before the face-off where Barker lost it at her pad. So get the puck to the net. If the goalie makes the save, you just get offensive zone face-offs to try to set something up here.
Face-off to the left of Madison Barker in the Indiana zone. Flint in there on the draw, wins it back to Santucci at the right point. Redirects Barker with the save and covers the rebound as Santucci threw to the net, and Flint deflected it on. Barker made the stop and controlled the rebound as well.
Credit Barker for really tracking that shot well from the point. Santucci got it on net. It went through some sticks and legs. She tracked it, made the save. And I don't know what those guys are thinking. You don't want to be taking a stupid roughing penalty in overtime. A little pushing and shoving. The officials, they don't want to make get involved to the point where they're going to give a man advantage in overtime. They want the players to make a play to win it. Face off in the neutral zone.
Both teams have had 7 power play chances on the night. Indiana 3 for 7 on the man advantage. Montour 0 for the evening. Little Indian striking twice in 5-on-3 power plays. Driving back is Barker, cut off on the play by Goderich. Loose puck through center ed. Boyer chips it into the Montour zone. Followed up there now by Brandon Boyer. Dumps it back behind the net, Phil Santucci. Santucci up the left side, moves it ahead to Muha. Muha trying to get it out. Kept in by Gunnar Sharp for Indiana. Lewis now at the left point. Throws it down the wall. Santucci steals. Finds Tracy on the breakout. Comes back to center ed. Lewis tries to fire it on. Tracy steals it away and drives it in to the Montour zone. Tracy with the puck. Dumps this one off to Brandon Boyer. Boyer watches Muha return it back into the Indian zone. 8:20 left here in this first overtime period. 4-4 the score. Indiana breaks it out. Lewis drives around everybody, fakes the shot, but Smith cuts it off. Smith comes back the other way, and he gets stood up, but he's able to move the puck ahead there to Flint after he got blasted on a solid open ice hit by Ethan Boyer. Montour to the net, shot on, big save made as Smith fired from in tight, and the blocker stop made by Barker. Indiana comes back the other way. Sharp tries to shoot, can't do it. Boyer found the puck, couldn't keep it in. And back the other way comes Montour. Max Rose sending it back to the Indiana zone. Puck played here to the near side.
Nice job by that Montour forward not to play that puck and get too many men on the ice penalty.
Smith finds it in the neutral zone, backhands it ahead, looking there for Ryan Eisel. Smith will take it away, and Vinny Sherry takes it back the other way for Indiana, looking for Eddie Williams, but Max Rose will take the puck, but ices it as he cut off the Indiana offense to the blue line, but sends it the length of the ice, so a break for the Little Indians. Face off back in the Montour zone to our left with 7:22 left here in this overtime period. We remain tied at 4.
Matt, one of the things I used to say to my players at this point is you don't try to be a hero. You don't decide on your own to be a hero, meaning don't try to do too much out there. If you have an open man, move the puck, get the puck to the net.
Puck played around here by Montour up the near side, taken away by Kasperson. And Kasperson chips it ahead now to Freilich. Freilich down the right wing side, comes back to Kasperson. Kasperson comes to the near boards. Kasperson behind the net, has a man, centering feed, and it goes past everybody, but Santucci keeps it in. Through traffic, the shot deflects off of Tracy and goes wide.
Good decision by Freilich not to leave the drop pass, and then the D let the Montour forward get behind him. That's not good defense in front of your goalie.
Tracy picks it up at center red, crosses and then dumps into the Indiana zone. 6:45 left here in this overtime period. 4-4 the score. Kasperson battling back there with Burkhart, and Indiana comes away with the puck. Across center red. O'Neal tries to go through everybody, can't get through the 3 black jerseys that prevent his path to the net. Ethan Boyer tries to help out. O'Neal finds the puck. O'Neal comes around here, sends it back to Clark at the left point. Shot through traffic, blocked on the sliding effort by Kasperson. And here comes Cameron Smith back the other way. Barker will take it away from him at center ed. Finds O'Neal in the neutral zone. O'Neal going to break the Montour zone. Wrist shot coming. Pad save made by Stubna.
That might be his best save. It was he had to move his legs. Nice stick save over to the corner.
Back the other way. Eisel with the shot. Pad save made by Barker on the try by Brandon Eisel. Teams exchange chances. Santucci from the point. Shot on save by Barker. Loose in front. Barker closes the door as bodies pile up in the crease.
And Isel, 21, is pitchforking in at that puck well after the whistle. That's ill-advised, and he's going to get a penalty for it. He just can't do that as he's trying to shake away from the official. And that's the right call. That's absolutely the right call. He was in there digging well after they let them have their shots. He took a little extra shot, and he's going to pay the price here. I'm not sure if he's the only one, but in overtime, at the 4:10 mark, we're going to have a penalty against Montour.
Yeah, Kevin, I agree with you there. You know, the play went on for a while because Parker couldn't find the puck. But once the whistle sounded, the net was off the moorings, and then Isel kept whacking away at it, and you can't do that. And that's just...
He took one too many shots.
I said, as you said before, the referees don't want to decide this game, but really had no choice in that situation but to call a penalty.
But if they allow something like that to happen, then they are getting involved on the other side that they're not keeping control of the game. So he forced them to make that call. I know the Montour fans on our left don't like it, but that was a penalty. Look for them to look for one on Indiana if they get a chance here.
So Indiana gets their 8th power play of the night. They're 3 for 7. And a chance to win the game with the man advantage. Here comes Indiana up the right side. Drifting in, looking it over. Shot, score! The real deal, Pat O'Neill sends Indiana to the 2017 Penguins Cup with a power play goal.
And there it is, O'Neill along the ice coming down the right wing after getting the breakout. What is it, the 4:27 mark, 17 seconds.
The Indiana goal scored by
Pat O'Neill with the power play game winner sends the Little Indians to the Penguins Cup Championship, where they'll get their 3rd crack at division rival Franklin Regional, who swept the regular season series. We'll take a break and be back to wrap it up. We'll have your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena post-game scoring recap, as well as your Chatham University 3 stars of the game. Indiana wins in overtime by the count of 5-4. We'll be back to wrap it up. You're listening to and watching the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, brought to you by the Tribune Review, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
The only place to turn to listen and watch the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs is right here on the MSA Sports Network. We have audio and video coverage from the first round all the way through the high school hockey championships. Plus, we will have nightly recaps of all the action. The broadcasts, the interviews, and the write-ups of the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs are only here on the MSA Sports Network.
High school wrestling is in full swing for yet another season, and Inside of WPIAL Wrestling Circle is here to cover it every step of the way. But to bulk up our coverage, we had to bring in some help.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Put that down.
No, not that help. Instead, we turn to the Pennsylvania Wrestling Man of the Year.
I'm Jeff Upson of PA Power Wrestling. Each week we will break down the matches, the tournaments, and more to give you the most in-depth analysis of wrestling like you've never seen before.
Listen in to Inside of WPIAL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn-to-skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after-school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Chatham University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is located on a stunning campus in the middle of a city of 70,000 college students. We offer challenging academics with over 40 majors, superb career preparation, and over 60 clubs and organizations. From the Literary Magazine and Drama Club to the League of Student Voters and pre-professional organizations. We also offer 16 Division III men's and women's sports, including men's ice hockey, starting in fall of 2017. For more information, visit chatham.edu/explore.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center, wrapping up a thrilling Class A Penguins Cup semifinal round victory for Indiana as they defeat Montour by the score of 5-4. Alongside Kevin Zielmanski, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you here in tonight's game, brought to you by the Tribune Review, Wow, Kevin, what an exciting game it was. It took overtime to decide it, but in the end, one too many power play tries for Indiana. And on their 8th chance with the man advantage, they find the net for the 4th time on the night and win by the count of 5-4 on Pat O'Neill's second goal of the evening.
Yeah, Montour was able to ice the puck. Pat O'Neill picked up the puck, went the length of the ice. From a bad angle around the hash marks on the right wing boards, he sent it along the ice and just beat Stubna to the far side. I couldn't tell clearly if it went between his legs. He didn't have a stick on the ice to prevent the 5-hole, or it went to the far post. But not the best goal. But sometimes, we talked about you got to get the puck to the net. And that time, O'Neill threw it at the net, and he got the game-winning goal in overtime. And maybe we'll take care of this real quick.
We'll get there. Go ahead and you can recap it if you got it.
Okay, you want to do the recap?
Yeah, we'll move into it. It's your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring recap, and a very exciting one indeed here tonight.
Okay, in the first period, we didn't get the overtime shots on goal. So
1-0. That was the only shot on goal.
See, that's why you're the man. Let me add that real quickly, and then we'll continue
with the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring recap.
With the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring recap. So it was okay. So at the 9:33 mark of the first period, a familiar theme started. It was a power play goal for Indiana. Tyler Barker scored from Mitchell Lewis. 1-0 Little Indians at the end of one. Second period, there was a lot of goals, a lot of penalties, a lot of action. Pat O'Neill make it 2-0 on the power play from Mitchell Lewis and Eddie Williams at the 2:05 mark. Indiana made it a 3-0 lead when Aaron Burkhardt scored from Garrison Sharp at the 5:12 mark. And that's when things got interesting. 59 seconds later, it was Montour, Billy Flint from Preston Muha. It was a 2-on-1, a late arriving 2-on-1. Preston Muha got it to the net. Billy Flint crashed for the rebound, slammed it home. Montour was in the game on the score sheet. And then it was only 15 seconds later when Cameron Smith got his first of the game from Brandon Eisel at the 6:26 mark. It was now 3-2 Indiana led. And then, once again, on the power play, Mitchell Lewis put Indiana back to a 2-goal lead at the 10:46 mark. Assist to Jacob and Clark. Yes, it was Lewis from Clark. At the intermission, it was 4-2. In the third period, Montour owned that period, out shooting Indiana tremendously as Indiana looked to just kill the time, get it deep. They did a good job for a while until Cameron Smith cracked into the lead at the 7:32 mark from Brandon Eisel, his second of the game. It was a 1-goal game. And then a redirect in front by J.J. Bickle from Nick Sauer and Preston Muha at the 15:23 mark. We had ourselves a tie game, and it went into overtime where there was a big scramble around the net, and you and I agreed that Brandon Eisel had one shot too many at the scramble. They were going on for a while. He took a shot. He got the penalty. It was another power play opportunity for Indiana. And once again, on the power play, it was, as you called him, the real deal, Pat O'Neill, getting the unassisted overtime game-winning goal on the power play, the golden goal, if you will, at the 4:27 mark. And Indiana moves forward to play Franklin Regional next Tuesday at 5:30 at the Lemieux Center. Shots on goal went 5-7, 13-0 for Montour for a total of 25. Indiana went 9-6-2-1 for a total of 18. Big discrepancy there in the third period where Montour outshot Indiana 13-2 and tied that game up.
That is your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena scoring recap. Brought to you by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Kevin, I saw you are plundering away there between periods as well, getting our stars of the game ready. I saw the first two. I was totally in agreement with it, and whatever you pick for three, I'm fine with two. Your Chatham University, 3 stars of the game.
So number 3 star was from Indiana, Mitchell Lewis. He had a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. Number 2 star was Cameron Smith from Montour. He had 2 goals. And the number 1 star in Chatham University, player of the game, Pat O'Neill, 2 goals, including the golden goal in overtime.
Those are your Chatham University 3 stars of the game. Kevin, what a finish here tonight. That's just Indiana. We saw 2 great semifinal round games here. The favorites end up winning, but the underdogs did not go down without a fight in both games. Franklin Regional led Thomas Jefferson 3-0. before the Jaguars battled back to tie the game, actually take a lead in the third period before Franklin Regional got the last 2 goals of the game and then an empty netter to pull out a 6-4 victory in that one. Indiana had a 3-0 lead in the second period against Montour. The Spartans battled back to make it 3-2. It was 4-2 Little Indians in the third. The Spartans battled back to tie the game with 97 seconds left in regulation, but in overtime, Indiana prevails, and it's round 3 now between Indiana and Franklin Regional. Franklin Regional winning both regular season matchups, and we'll see how it goes for Indiana in the...
One was on the 15th of December. 7-2 Franklin Regional won that. And the other one was on February 14th. It was a Valentine's Day tussle. Franklin Regional won 4-2.
So outscoring Indiana 11-4 in 2 games did Franklin Regional, and it's a good Franklin Regional team, Kevin. I saw them in the quarterfinals against Westmont Hilltop, and just impressed, not just with their skill players, but just their overall level. It's just their commitment to defense is amazing, and their goaltending. Danny Soltaz is good behind the defense as well, so if you can get around the defense, you have a tough time beating the keeper. Thomas Jefferson put 4 in here tonight. Other than that, Franklin Regional giving up only 17 regular season goals. Actually, 17 total goals because they shut out Westmont Hilltop. And 4 of those goals came when the season finale lost to Bishop McCourt. So they've given up 13 goals, really, in all of their victories coming into tonight. So it'll be an interesting matchup. In Indiana, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. So we'll see if the third is the lucky try for the Little Indians at the Lemieux Sports Complex on Tuesday night.
And I think if you're Coach Haynes and the staff of Indiana, I think you're catching Franklin Regional at the right time. I don't think they're playing as well as they were earlier in the year. They were a little shaky on defense tonight. It was a shaky goal from behind the goal line. You mentioned the final regular season game where Bishop McCourt beat them. So it's one of those things where it's such a long season and you kind of have ups and downs, and Franklin was up for most of the year. And they just didn't play their best against Bishop McCourt. And credit to them. I don't think they had their best effort today, but they found a way to pull out a victory in the semis. And as you mentioned, 2 really incredibly entertaining semifinals, which is what you want. 3-0 leads, teams battle back. It was just a good night for high school hockey here in front of a large number of fans filling in here at the RMU Island Sports Center.
Yeah, good crowd, good time, 2 good games. And the MSA Sports Network's PIHL Penguins Cup playoff coverage, 2K17 style, continues tomorrow. Both AA semifinal round matchups will be here tomorrow. Plum takes on Hempfield, and Latrobe takes on Quaker Valley. Then we'll have the AAA semifinals for you from RMU on Wednesday night, and also the D2 semifinals tomorrow night from the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville. So make sure you stay tuned to the MSA Sports Network. And then next week we'll have the single and AA title games on Tuesday, the D2 and AAA championships on Wednesday, all those from the Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. And, Kevin, this year we'll also have the Pennsylvania Cup on our side of the state, Saturday, nice. February the 25th. After a couple years in purgatory, otherwise known as State College, it will come back to heaven and be far away from the hell that is Philadelphia.
I made that trip to State College last year and worked those 3 games, and maybe we'll be back at it that day. But you'll be at Alpha Demar for the D2?
Yes, I'll have the second of 2 games. Carrick and Central Valley will be the game that I have tomorrow night.
And I will be back here on Wednesday for the Seneca Valley versus Central Catholic, first of 2 AAA finals.
Yeah, the second round of that is Cannon McMillan and
Peters
Township
and North Allegheny.
And North Allegheny, that's right. Because Peters Township knocked off Cannon McMillan in the last round. So that will be your AAA breakdown. And I can't remember kind of off the top of my head what the other half of the D2 semifinal is tomorrow night either.
Let me get out the brackets
there
here.
You go. You got the brackets. It's March Madness, man.
Meadville plays Olsh.
That's the 7 o'clock face-off. And then Carrick and Central Valley
at 9.
So make sure you stay tuned to the MSA Sports Network, the 2017 road to the Penguins Cup. This game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the PIHL and the MSA Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience. And the use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the PIHL and the MSA Sports Network is strictly prohibited.
As someone in this sport once said, that's against the rules.
It is against the rules. Are you quoting back to Oh, the movie lines, they never stop. They never stop. Exciting game here tonight. In the end, Indiana gets the victory by the count of 5-4. It'll be Indiana and Franklin Regional. The Panthers looking for the repeat. Indiana looking for their first ever Penguins Cup title in program history. But they are 2 years off of a championship. They won the Division II title 2 years ago in 2015.
And Coach Haynes said they had 3 appearances in the Penguins Cup. I didn't remember them. First one in '98, and all 3 times they lost to Peters Township. It will not be Peters Township awaiting this time because they're playing 3A. It'll be the Panthers of Franklin Regional.
5-4, Indiana gets the victory over Montour in overtime here from the RMU Island Sports Center. For Kevin Zielmanski and for Chris Lackner on video, Matt Vandriak saying, thanks for watching and listening and hope you enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to you. Your final score again, Indiana knocks off Montour 5-4 in overtime. You've been listening to and watching the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs, brought to you by the Tribune Review, only here on the MSA Sports Network. Good night, everyone.
You have been listening to coverage of the 2017 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs at MSASports.net, sponsored in part by Chatham University, by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by J&J Distributing, by Progress, by First Commonwealth Bank, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the high school hockey postseason every day by logging on to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been a special presentation of the MSA Sports Network.